Hello and welcome to this week's episode, back to your regular Thursdays. It's Urbane Legends. It's a hit podcast which is all about urban legends and other similar topics. We're not
Stuff
quite
that we looked up, made up, or felt out. That'll do.
just found out about it, yeah. Hey, we're not quite Mulder and Scully. We're more like Hitchcock and Scully.
There's a good 30-year reference, Chris. I like it.
Phew.
Did you
Do
watch X-Files when you were a kid?
No. It was on Sky.
No, it wasn't. It was on BBC Two.
Oh, they're BBC Two, yeah. No,
we never had Sky, and I watched it when I was...
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I think that my assumption at the time was it would probably be a bit scary.
Oh, okay.
And-
yeah. You're a bit younger than me.
Yeah, I mean,
It was quite a cult hit back in the day.
it was. Yeah, no, it's big. Don't get me wrong. But then kind of as I was getting older, it was so big that I rebelled against it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
So what you're saying, basically, is that you were first a coward and then
Yes.
an intellectual snob? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, if you haven't learned that over 212 episodes.
Because I was thinking of an equivalent, because I used to, when I was younger, I was quite young, I watched Twin
by the way,
Peaks.
I'm Chris Flynn and that's Neil Herbert.
Oh, yeah, I'm Neil Herbert. Yeah, I've got that bollocks. But then there's, I used to watch Twin Peaks, and that was quite scary at times. Well, I remember one time there was one. I don't know if you did. I think you might. I think I lent you that a while back. I think you watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the one where they've got Bob, the sort of like scary character, and there's just this bit where, because occasionally when my parents would occasionally mistake the doors in the house, sort of, and kind of knock on the wrong door, or
Right.
try and go to the wrong bedroom. Anyway, so watching this big scary bit where Bob comes out and all the
Yeah.
flashing lights and all the rest of it, just about going to sleep, and then then my dad tried to stumble into the room because he got the wrong. My parents' bedroom was right next door. That shit me up, something wrong. Anyway, actually reoccurred to me for some reason. It's quite an effective scare because I'd literally been watching this Twin Peaks in bed, and then it's like,
Then an actual jump scare.
in
real
an actual
life.
jump scare in real life. So that made it more.
And your dad liked to walk around quite often, sort of dressed as a Frankenstein, didn't he?
Yes, yeah.
It was sort of just part of how he grew up, part of the Kidderminster way.
He used to dress up like a Native American and then have a jean jacket. So it was all quite scary.
It was, I mean, but most people in Portslade did back then.
Yeah, that was pretty perfect.
Pretty nice to look, wasn't it?
It was the look of the day.
So Neil, despite everything that's going on, I'm going to say no politics today. We're here to
I would agree. I think
we're here to get high on life. Yeah.
Let's stick in our lane, things we allegedly know about.
Let's grab the hypodermic of knowledge, Neil, and the belt of curiosity.
Fill my veins of boundless curiosity with that needle.
And jack it up, Owly Q.
A sweet, warm oblivion of knowledge flooding into me veins.
Neil, serious question. When was the last time you had your drawers waxed?
Is that a euphemism, or are you talking about?
No, so like, when you pull like a set of wooden drawers, the runners, you've got to wax them, haven't you?
Have you?
Wax them. Neil, you're not telling me you don't have wax insurance?
No, do you think I should?
I think you should. And I'll tell you what, if
I've got a desk here, and actually I'm struggling now. Now I look at it, I am actually struggling to open the...
Yeah, well, do you know what? It sounds
like... it might be a wax problem?
I think it's a wax problem.
I've not been keeping up my wax maintenance, I must confess.
Well, the problem is they don't teach basic economics in school. No. That's what the problem is. Myself and Martin Lewis are petitioning to have it, but as it stands at the moment, I'm trying to help people out by getting them set up with some cheap, effective wax insurance for their drawers. So maybe we should have a little chat off air about that. Just
definitely, I think.
Hey,
so Neil, you're mates with Martin Lewis then?
We're not mates.
Okay. Are you enemies?
No.
Okay.
No, just don't.
I thought we might have another. No, just not bothered. Yeah, no, fair enough.
No, he's all right, but we don't. We come from let's just say our experiences of life have been slightly different, and let's just say that has certainly played into our outlook on certain things. Okay, let's just say that. And I'm not saying either's right or either's wrong. Right? None of us are right. None of us are wrong. It's all just chemicals bouncing around a big thing of fat in our nuts. But I've got to say, I don't agree with him on some of that stuff.
Fair enough.
Now, I'm thinking of getting a new tattoo,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking of getting on my arm
Another one on the arm.
a tattoo. Yeah, another one on the arm. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking of getting a tattoo of a smaller arm, which
Okay,
has
not Hilda Ogden.
no of a smaller arm, which is covered in tattoos, and it's going to represent the death of my inner child. What do you reckon?
Would that tattoo, the tattoo on that tattoo, would that be a tattoo of an even smaller arm? Because then it could go back generations.
I'm not into the fractal shit.
Okay.
Don't believe in it.
So
No, it's a nice thought.
What would be the tattoo on the little hand then?
No, on the little arm. It'd just be it'd be the tattoos which I would like to get on my arm, but I can't because I'm making a point with the other tattoo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's quite deep, yeah.
It is deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that in a couple of thousand years, because you know that I've requested that when I'm close to death, I get thrown in an Irish bog.
Yeah.
To preserve me.
Preserve your skin, yeah.
So I'm hoping that that'll be, something for them to have a little puzzle over. Yeah. Just keep, academics, you've got to keep them occupied.
Well, that's something to do, isn't it?
Yeah, something to do.
Theorise around that.
And Neil, just before we start, let's just remember the motto of this podcast. Laughs make you lazy. Never stop innovating.
Okay, that's... I'm going to have to unpack that one for me a little bit, I think, Chris. That's...
Laughs make you lazy. Never stop innovating. Means if you're getting laughs...
Oh, okay. Don't rest on your laurels kind of thing. Okay.
It means if you're getting... If someone's laughing at your joke, it means that that's a dead joke. It's gone.
Right. It's already too cliche.
You weren't pushing the boundaries if someone's laughing.
It's the howling of mediocrity, recognising its own.
Exactly.
What I want to see, we want all the listeners
the chattering classes
confused and irritated by the quote unquote jokes that we're coming out with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, Neil gets it.
It's highbrow, isn't it?
It's very.
If you don't laugh, listeners, it's probably because you're a bit thick and you just don't get the.
Oh, I'm sure they're all laughing, Neil. I'm sure they are. I think we've got quite
gales of laughter.
I think we've got quite.
They literally
I think we've got quite the cadre of intellectuals. Chuckles some intellectuals.
Yeah.
I imagine them listening to the podcast as they cycle through Oxford by the river on their bike with their bicycle clips on and their books under their arm.
Oh, I say, another Bond man, Mr.
Tony the Tiger sucking off a cyberpunk. Wonderful stuff. This is just the tonic I needed. That's what I think's happening. I think we're their guilty secret.
Yeah.
Like, really posh
paying
people.
that lady to spank them.
Like paying that lady to spank them. Maybe while listening to this, that would be kind of... imagine listening to this, getting spanked by a lady. That'd be extra humiliating, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what
because you'd be showing yourself not only to be a physical but a mental weakling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like physical. It's like an oral spanking alongside the physical one, isn't it?
Mm.
Not too shabby.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. There was this in public school. What's the pity?
So Neil, today, that's that out of the way.
That's enough of that.
That's that.
Do
you know what? That's a little signal that the fun times are back. Okay, that's what that is for everyone. All right, enough of the seriousness. I'm going to start coming back, talking bollocks. Neil's going to continue to indulge me, and then we'll all just carry on into the next series, all right?
Just get on with our lives. That's fine.
Just get on with it, right? Fuck the outside world. We're all we need.
Yeah.
That and a compound.
Yeah, and quite heavy weaponry. But anyway, let's get to not reveal all the planning.
Neil there, collecting his bullets. I'm collecting acorns.
I'm just going to say there's a name on it, Chris.
Oh, God. There's a lot of these Chris Flynn brand bullets kicking about. It's weird that he set up the whole supply chain. Get faster than any of the European countries could to aid Ukraine.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if you want it enough, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
if you want it, it gets done.
You get it, yeah, exactly.
Right, so today, Neil, we are looking at the fantastically titled Organism 46B.
Oh, I like the B at the end is good. It's the
46,
kappa.
it was 46A. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that.
Kangaroo.
Wasn't that interesting, to be honest with you? 46B, mind you.
46A is man.
Yeah.
Oh no, are we looking at moon men?
Oh,
No.
is this going to be a human hybrid type thing?
No, it's not, Neil. So, the creature designated Organism 46B was an aquatic beast allegedly captured by a Russian scientific team near the research outpost Vostok Station. And I'd just like to say, no politics, but I think that Paul McCartney's got away with, without saying anything about the fact that Putin cited the song back in the USSR as his main reason behind trying to take back Ukraine, because it sings about Ukraine girls over like that, and that was how he cited it. That's why I said it was a special operation, because he said it was a catchy operation.
I've always worried about McCartney. Just a bit too jolly, isn't he? Something dark behind
He's
that.
a bit too tight with money for a man that rich.
Is he? I didn't know this of him.
Very, very, very tight money. Like, as in not buying like the rights to the Beatles records and all that kind of stuff. When he had the opportunity, he was offered the rights to the Beatles records, and he said, "No, I'm not paying it." And then Michael Jackson went, "I'll go in halves with you," because they were sort of mates.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll go halves with you, and you can just keep them, right? Because you should have your music back." And he went, "Nah, I'm not paying that." So Michael Jackson just bought them.
Well, fair enough.
Very tight.
Mind you, I think he's still got plenty of money, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just he couldn't be fucked with it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be.
It's like, I've got wings now, the new Beatles.
Exactly.
Beatles Mark
Got something
II.
better.
Beatles TT. So, description.
And
Organism.
the fast food chain his wife had.
Yeah, had the mills.
Linda McCartney building.
Linda McCartney. Well, you can still, all the frozen foods.
You can still get them, can't you? I think, yeah.
Yeah, probably the worst ones out there now. Everyone else.
Yeah, they're pretty old school. Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. So, Organism 46B, which I believe might actually be one of the ingredients in Linda McCartney's
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
corn-based, Organism 46B based sausages and bacon.
I'll look up what's on the menu now.
It was an enormous 33-foot, 10-metre long, 14-tentacled, squid-like creature which lived in Lake Vostok, a subterranean glacial lake located under 2 miles of ice beneath the Vostok Station in the Antarctic.
Okay.
The animal had limbs that were animate and aggressive, and even after amputation could release toxin into the water to immobilize its prey from a distance of up to 150 feet.
Oh, it's a bit like what they call Portuguese man o' war, then. But an octopus.
Yeah. Squids. Yeah, squid. Oh, no, it's squid-like octopus thing. It displayed an astonishing degree of shape-shifting and showed a considerable degree of both hostility and intelligence. Don't those two always come together?
Because octopuses are supposed to be
really smart.
Really smart, aren't they? And
They've got 8 brains.
They can do mazes and things. Yeah.
8 brains, yeah. 1 for each arm. They've got.
Yeah, I remember seeing some program where a diver went down and he was kind of like, the octopus was all sort of,
Yeah, no, they're smart creatures, definitely.
Yeah.
So, sightings. Vostok Station, established by the Soviets in 1957, was discovered to have been sited atop of a vast body of liquid water beneath the ice in 1974, which was subsequently named Lake Vostok after the station. After 30 years of ice core drilling, the research team finally breached through to the lake on the 5th of February 2012.
A giant fucking octopus.
This must have occurred sometime between then and the 30th of October, November 2016, when the story first broke. Although the exact dates have so far proven impossible to track down. The thing is, right, so yeah, like ages back, and Antarctica wasn't covered in ice, and there is kind of sort of inland seas and stuff there. So if well, some creatures like if there is kind of bodies of kind of fresh water down there, like some creatures must have survived, and they must have just gone down a completely different evolutionary path, mustn't they? For like a good, I don't
I
know,
mean, the
five
thing is,
hundred thousand years
any
or something.
ecological niche you can have. I mean, like there's things. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to be giant, I guess, but I mean, I mean, things can evolve to, cope in different,
Well, then, yeah, they end up blind
like
and stuff, don't they?
with the very
But the
hot
thing
ones,
is,
with the sulfur things at the bottom of some oceans,
yeah,
you get organisms that are just uniquely evolved to, be able to
get those
process that kind of stuff.
they look like prawns, don't they? And they
Yeah.
live like just
Or things
eating
under very
sulfur.
deep seas that kind of like, they can cope with that extreme pressure.
Yeah. So you would think there's actually probably, I mean, if you can get through to there, there's probably some weird shit down there. Like I'm not like talking about the Kraken, but I mean, there's probably like
Maybe.
some new stuff.
It's a kraken there, you could unleash him. Well, this sounds a bit like a kraken, doesn't it?
It does sound a bit like a Kraken, and you know who unleashed the Kraken? It was the Nazis, wasn't it? And the UFOs. So this is how it all
wouldn't be
ties in.
surprised, yeah.
Right, so Dr. Anton Padalka claims to have been part of the first scientific expedition to explore the lake. We encountered organism 46B on our first day. It disabled our radio, which we later learned to our alarm was intentional.
I like this. There's vessels on the top of the bar, Captain. This is what I check up. But you'd never guess he's Canadian.
The vessels on the first day, Captain.
I have some vodka for my R&R.
Right, I'm enjoying this, and I can do a Russian accent guilt-free. So
yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
sorry, Russians, we like Tolstoy, but
you're you've lost the run of yourselves. Yeah. Time for a little look in the mirror. Hey, am I right now?
not wrong.
Time for everyone to sit down. Nice, hot, sweet cup of tea. Yeah. Stick something on a box. And have a little calm minute to yourself and have a little think. All right, Putin? All right, nice one. And that's your off ramp.
That's him told.
That's your off ramp. You do that. I'll get you a spot in EastEnders to start rehabilitating your reputation.
I'd quite like to see that actually. EastEnders. You doing with that door?
Who's that down there? It's bought the car lot. I don't know, some Russian geezer, isn't he? Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm great Vladimir. Would you like to buy a new Russian car from me? Yeah, he sounds funny, doesn't he? Oh, turn it off. Hey, you coming down a bit, lad? No, I don't drink. I go judo practice. Judo, what's that?
What is riding around topless on a horse in a square? What's that all about?
Blimey, he's lost his marbles. So, we encountered organism 46B on our first day. It disabled our radio, which we later learned to our alarm was intentional. It was also able to paralyze prey from a distance of up to 150 feet by releasing its venom into the water. Tragically, my colleague and lifelong friend was killed this way.
Changed into the count. Nice. So,
later, while diving in the lake, the group was attacked. The creature releasing its venom, which took hold of one of them. The organism then proceeded to kill, and eat him. As Padalka stated, he tread water wearing a blissful smile as the organism approached him. We watched helplessly as it used its arms and tear off its head, and then it popped the remains in its mouth. as if it had been hypnotized by him telepathically. Oh, so it might
It's
have.
got psychic powers as well.
It's got radio jamming capabilities, and presumably that's satellite radio. So it's got.
Bound to be.
So it's probably got some sort of unknown to us grey satellite fleet. I would think if it's knocking out our communications that easily, simply to kill one man.
Yeah, just to show.
Terrifying.
It's just showing a threat, isn't it? It's like, I can escalate this if you want. Your move.
Tell you what, I'm starting to come round on this Musk fella. I didn't realise the world was so dangerous. Mr. Elon, please can you get your Starlink satellites to take out that of the Kraken that lives under the Antarctic ice and is threatening us? And then you can be given the reins of power.
No, ironically, I'll have to team up with that diver
Pedo guy.
chat shit about. Maybe we should point out absolutely wasn't.
Oh, that's going to be perfect, isn't it? When like Musk's like gets assassinated and all like when the guy the gangster guy plugged what's his face after the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, Jack Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because he got right up and like did that. It'd be fun, like someone will do that to Elon and they'll turn it round and it'll be that diver that 20 years ago he called a pedo. Just been seething the whole time. Right. So telepathic. Still, later, 46B stalks the group, displaying its shape-shifting abilities. It shaped itself into the form of a human diver. We thought it was one of my colleagues swimming towards us in scuba gear. But the time the closest scientists realized what it was, it grabbed him and torn him to bits.
Torn to bits and poisoned.
And telecommunications.
Yeah.
It's got
telepathic communications. He's not building a phone network, this octopus, presumably.
I could imagine, like, when the American military hear this, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, we didn't realize that we can learn how to get
this is why
such power projection."
In fairness, this is why they need Greenland.
I'll be honest. In fairness, I think they need a tip of chili, which means they need chili.
Well,
because that's going to be the best staging post. We'll give them the Falklands. We have that, South Sandwich Islands, whatever. Look, I don't mind you taking bits of my country if it's for a good cause, right?
Fair enough.
So, escaping the creature, a member of the team managed to lop off one of 46B's tentacles. I misread that for a sec. Although the severed limb attacked the group again. Later that night, it slid across the ice bank and strangled her, said Padalka, as he polished off the second bottle.
Yeah. What do you mean alcoholic hallucination?
My grandfather lived the ripe old age of 52. After finally trapping the creature in a tank. Wait a minute.
You mean like a water tank?
Yeah, presume not. No,
yeah,
not like
an M1 Abrams.
Yeah, it was the one thing they didn't want to happen. Oh no, he's got hold of our one tank.
Because my first thought was kind of like a tank on tracks. No, obviously, yeah.
No, but I've just I've also just had the stunning realization that apparently all of this stuff's happening 2 kilometers beneath the ice in a lake under the water.
Yeah, how are they getting a tank under there? I don't know.
How are they getting the people under there?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, look, as we know,
it's
very technologically
bollocks anyway, isn't it? So, it's all
apparently they've started using trebuchet now to replace their field artillery.
Fair enough.
Not bad.
Got to keep with the times.
Well, the thing you can't interfere with. You can't do electronic interference with the targeting of a trebuchet, can you?
No.
Essentially, this is what's going to happen now. Like things are just going to get more and more electronic, and then people just start fighting with like swords and shit again because they can't be affected by all the electronic stuff.
And we'll go back and become like the Romans again.
And oh god, what was the name of? What's the name of that fucking thing on Amazon, which was weird, but it was okay, watchable. It had Nick Frost in it playing some sort of kung fu monk called Baji.
I've no idea. I've not seen that one. What was on Sky?
No, it was on Amazon.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Anyway,
Got to look this up now.
called Into the Badlands.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
Comedy,
right.
presumably.
No,
Oh, really?
no, it's
That's
drama,
pretty
like
much what Nick Frost-
action, kung fu, drama, future, like, but no idea how humans got back to essentially being sort of medieval.
Oh, okay.
It's all right, but actually, at the point where then it was like, oh, okay, so this is like the main story, right? We
Yeah,
finally got here at the end of the third series. They cancelled it.
Oh, right.
So
That's a problem, isn't it?
no, yeah, just don't bother. Don't bother watching anything. Don't bother
Pretty much where I've
investing in
ended up.
anything. Just watch YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah, I watched some Aussie drain cleaner. I watch really weird stuff on YouTube. So it's just, that's when I watched a couple of his videos recently. It's like, it's a plumber, and he's really enthusiastic and kind of like, oh, mate, where would you rather be? Clearing out this fucking dunny. I mean, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But he's genuinely engaging. He's just like this really funny guy. I'm just watching this guy fucking clean out a toilet. So,
There's this guy on
Really
TikTok,
weird.
and I think he was on The Apprentice or some shit, right? And he's he's kind of like sort of like motivate. It's like being motivational, like sort of thing. And he's and his catchphrase. He's got like catchphrases, like 2 catchphrases, and they're brilliant. And I thought actually, there's one of his videos, and he's sat like in a pub garden with a big like massive steak pie.
Okay.
Right. And I thought, when we rejoin Europe, I think that we should actually have this like blown up and on the White Cliffs of Dover. Just this TikTok of him. And he's sitting there with like a grin on his face. And he's like, been another week of hard graft. And he's like he's like pouring gravy really slowly over his pie. He's going, been another week of hard graft. We don't always get everything right. But, we try to do better every day, and that's the important thing. And remember, we never look at the gravy as we pour, because we're the absolute governors of Bosch. Fucking love him. I think that'd be a comical way for us to re-enter Europe. Going, we don't always get everything right, but we never look at the pie when we're pouring the gravy. Bosch.
As long as it's a pucker pie.
I'm thinking of doing a TikTok, which just kind of it's a takeoff of him, but like I'm pouring like just like, and remember, we never look at the fry up when we're pouring the custards and bibbing.
Nice.
I'll never get around to it. So, So the story of it. So I've moved on to a different website here. That was Cryptid Wiki, and this is medium.com.
So I suppose my question is any of this been verified? So all of these are all just kind of stories. Has there been any real people who've kind of...
We'll find out at the end.
Because it's been like killing folk and stuff all over the place. That's quite,
Well, that's your life cheap. We'll find out some opinions on whether it's true or not at the end, Neil.
Okay.
What are you leaning towards at the moment?
Oh, I can't. I'm so.
Remember, everyone, you've got 10 seconds. You can vote. If you look at your phone now, you can vote. Will Neil say yes or no? 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to go no.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll find out at the end. And don't forget, if you were correct, then you could double your channel points. So with that, you can get yourself some new emojis for chat. So that'd be good, wouldn't it? So. The story of Organism 46B first surfaced in 2012. And It was penned by scientific fiction author C. Michael Forsyth. His narrative painted a chilling picture of 14-tentacled monstrosity inhabiting the pristine waters of Lake Vostok. The tale, however, was presented as factual. You know how everyone believes Fargo's true? Weaving its way into tabloids and sparking the public's fascination. Fueling the intrigues were claimed from a supposed scientist, Antoine Padalka, who recounted a terrifying encounter with Organism 46b during a Russian expedition to Lake Vostok. This tale, later revealed to be fictional, solidified the creature's image in the public consciousness.
So we know it's fictional, but I guess then the thing is who actually who fell for it?
Well,
Well,
some people on the internet.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, myth versus reality, Neil. Would you like some cold home truths?
Hit my ears with some reality.
Okay. While captivating, the truth about Organism 46b is far less thrilling. This mythical beast exists solely in the realm of fiction. Lake Vostok, however, is very real, harbouring a unique ecosystem isolated for a million years under the ice, Neil, like we were saying. Here's the science. That was like Jennifer Aniston, wasn't it?
It was good.
The depths.
But it's less about Pro V and more about a murderous fictional octopus.
Yeah.
You know.
The depths. Lake Vostok lies beneath 4 kilometres of ice, creating an extreme environment with incredibly high pressure and temperatures hovering around -2 degrees Celsius. Life in the cold. While extreme, life does exist in Lake Vostok, primarily single-celled organism like microbes and bacteria. These life forms have adapted to the harsh condition. So no multiple cellular life, Neil. Surprising, isn't it?
There's no multicellular life.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be much smaller things that are living down there. That was kind of my.
But I mean, it's literally just single-celled organisms. So I guess the thing is,
they can get pretty. They've got protozoa and stuff. That can get quite complex.
Well, so yeah, but I mean, to someone who
they're not strangling divers,
someone who studied stuff. But I mean, like, yeah. No, I think the thing is, because it's a lake rather than the sea, and I mean, it's basically just been starved of oxygen, hasn't it? So everything would have just, like anything that relied on oxygen in the water would be fucked.
Yeah, presumably. And well, also, I mean, like what you're going to feed on. I mean, like very, very minor things can feed on minerals in the water.
But if you've got an ecosystem, then you could have like things feeding on plankton and then things, you know.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, like everything feeds on something apart from, you know, the plants at some
point.
The
energy of the sun, yeah.
Solus Maximus,
as we call him,
our true king,
the big lad.
Yeah, the big boy
shiny
upstairs.
Lad. Yeah.
All right, bright eyes. Nice to see you today.
Hello to some.
Yeah.
Big fiery boy to others.
You gonna burn me up today, or you're gonna be nice to me? Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Giant squid, Neil. Unlikely. The environment simply cannot support creatures as large and complex as the depicted Organism 46b. The limited food resources, extreme pressure, and cold temperatures make it implausible for such a creature to thrive. But Neil, looking beyond the monster, yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to end here.
It's not just about monsters, Chris.
Doesn't have to end here. You know, you can learn from this. Try and make your life a little bit better.
Try.
You can try. All you can do is try. You know? What's failing? Not trying.
It's definitely quite trying.
This is very trying. Oh, by the way, if people go to our merch store, we've released a lot of gym wear now. So we're going head. We decided we were going to go head to head with No Fear. We thought that would be the one. We thought that
sounds like the move.
No, if you don't start, you can't get started.
You don't get started. That's very true.
So it's going to be for office people who go to the gym.
Yeah.
Don't chase the monkey up the flagpole. So the allure of Organism 46b shouldn't overshadow the real scientific exploration of Lake Vostok. Studying this isolated ecosystem allows us to understand life's adaptability and potentially uncover clues about its origins on Earth or even beyond. Furthermore, the pursuit of knowledge in Lake Vostok compels us to consider the ethical implications of disturbing delicate ecosystems. This was written a few years ago, wasn't it? and the importance of responsible scientific exploration. Cunt's getting drilled as soon as they can get a fucking boat there. Right. Embracing the mystery. When organism 46b1 may not be a real monster, the mystery surrounding Lake Vostok remain. The true wonders that lie beneath the ice are far more fascinating than any fictional creature. I strongly disagree. The pursuit of scientific knowledge, coupled with a healthy dose of imagination, paves the way for genuine discovery, potentially even surpassing the realm of fiction. So the next time you hear the whispers of Organism 46b, remember the true story lurking beneath the ice. Embrace the science, acknowledge the fiction, and allow yourself to be captivated by the genuine mysteries that await us in the depths of our planet.
You went a bit,
Something.
yeah,
Not sure what it was.
Toast to London or something at the end there.
Maybe. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Have they made another series?
Of Toast to Tinseltown, not yet.
I quite like the one he did as well in where he's like it's like the Sweeney bit in like Victorian times.
Oh,
You're a rabbit or something?
Yeah, You're the Rabbit. Now, we're going to go through our scoring system. Don't fight me on this.
Okay.
So, spookiness.
Spookiness. Yeah, I mean, spookiness wise, I suppose the one thing is you've got to go looking for him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's not
knocking
round.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, you were just like out doing a bit of, Antarctic, exploration.
Jiggery pokery.
Diving, I mean, because diving under the ice, I imagine that'd be pretty claustrophobic and scary as well. So, yeah, something was under there, ripping your colleagues apart. Yeah, that'd be pretty terrifying. Yeah, it's dark, it's cold. You're kind of trapped. Because I imagine he's got to be quite a high skilled job as well, and diving in those.
Well, he can apparently. Well, and also he's got loads of special abilities and weird abilities, like be able to recognize your form and then shapeshift to trick you into thinking you're one of. Yeah. It's one of you.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the thing underwater, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, it's pretty. Oh, I'm going to give it a 9. This is now. It's like a John Carpenter fucking monster. Yeah,
it's like a mixture of Jaws and The Thing.
Yeah, maybe The Thing just got trapped under the ice.
Maybe that thing is Kurt Russell.
Yeah, because he couldn't see his breath at the end of the movie, so he drilled a hole and then went on. Became a big old octopus under the ice. Yeah.
Took a massive, as his bowels evacuated, it melted all the ice beneath him until he fell into the lake.
You ever saw that movie?
Because he really put a big meal away before he went out into the cold.
You shouldn't have done.
Because it's sensible, you have to. You've got to build up your calories, but he died a bit quick. Because of the big meal, I'm going to give it a 8-0. Nice. So, believability. So, it's not unbelievable that the usual cryptid stuff, right? It's not. Well, in this one particularly, it's.
I mean, it's a fact that it's a fictional story.
Yeah, it's a fact it's a fictional story. But with all cryptid stuff, why would people believe it? Well, because this place is unexplored. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I reckon there's. Oh, have you been down Hove Park? I reckon there's a Bigfoot. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. Like this is.
Don't dismiss it, Chris. The fingerprint park. You never know what. Yeah. I think he could be hiding in there.
Could be. I've heard
Big Park, Hove Park.
I've heard he hides in the.
He's down the rugby club.
The railway the little railway train sheds. I've heard he sleeps in there.
Yeah. Something is.
He's always
Bloody sounds like a Bigfoot.
He's always singing Harry Nilsson. Yeah. Drinking, and there's loads of clinking. And sort of smashed glass and sort of wailing and that.
Well, exactly. That sounds like a Bigfoot to me.
Sounds like a Bigfoot to me too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Hove Park Bigfoot aside, which very much an open case.
Yeah. It's a cold case. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. So I can see why people would believe it, and especially somewhere that people haven't explored. And it's also not like saying like it's a big octopus or a big squid. So there are big octopus and big squid.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? There's some, but then you start talking about its incredible abilities, and then it all falls apart. So,
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a 5 because there being something that we haven't discovered under the Arctic in, could happen.
Could happen. Fair enough. It's a 3 for me because largely it's a fiction story and it's got all these superpowers. So I think that takes away from it. This is the one part where it falls down a bit for me.
What, the superpowers?
No, just the believability.
Oh, believability.
That's all right. Don't have to be believable.
Right, narrative premise, Neil.
I like this, and again, it's because it's now got me thinking about The Thing. So this would be a good. I think you'd end up with.
You could do it. Like, I'm surprised they haven't just done a film of this because it's basically written like that. Yeah. You just go bang it out.
I mean, just about a series of divers, you could make a really.
If anyone knows any producers, me and Neil could make it into a comedy horror.
This would be you could make
a comedy body horror.
This would make this would be like The Thing but under the water. I mean that'd be
like a mixture, like Cross the Jaws and The Thing.
And that's a solid 8 for me. I want to watch that movie. I watch the fuck out of it. I don't much else to it, but yeah,
until it can't be watched no more.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get John Carpenter back to direct and write the score.
Yeah.
John, we've all seen Mars 2000, whatever the fuck that shite was called. But I believe in you, son.
Right.
You got another good one left in you.
Right. You're not allowed to leave that room until you've got a theme tune. Yes, there's only synths from the early 1980s and late 70s. And because of that, I'm going to give it a 7. And then finally, Reach. I'd never heard of this until I found it, so not much of Reach. But it sounds like it's got some internet following, and there is quite a lot of bits about it. If you type it in, then
if you go looking for it, yeah.
But I don't think it's big, so I'm going to give it a 3 for Reach now.
Yeah, I'm going to go same for same. It's where it falls down as well. Actually, it's Reach. I can't see it being particularly well known. It's too, but yeah, it deserves a bit more recognition. I think it's because it's probably a bit too obviously not true. But hey ho,
let's go. So there you go. That's 46 nil. It's all right. It's
that's
nice.
All right.
Solid, right there in the bell curve. Cool. Well, that's it for this week, and we're back for our traditional episode on Thursday. And we've sorted out our YouTube channel a bit if you like listening to podcasts on YouTube or whatever. So you can check that out. I've done a lot of sorting, and I'm sorting it a bit now, but just make it a bit more usable and put the different series into
stuff.
Into different playlists.
I don't understand the internet. We'll try and stay away.
Yeah, that's what.
Hearing all the scary stories on this pod. Don't want to bump into a Slender Man or a Smiley Dog or whatever they're called.
The Smiley,
that Jimmy Savile character.
Yeah, the dark web.
Yeah,
kind of stuff in it. The thing is, what people don't know about is the deep web, which is below the dark web.
Yeah.
Which is where we do most of our business, isn't it?
We do the deep dark web.
The deep dark web. It's very much, we call it the Skellington's protocol.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to end on that. Bye.
Bye.